It's Daniel from UK Football Reviews, and I have a retro unboxing of the Nike Mercurial Vapor 9s in a US size 9.5 and a UK size 8.5. So let's get the box out of the way. Now, these were incredibly iconic boots as they were worn by the likes of Ronaldo and were the top of the range boots during the initial release of them, which I believe was 2012, and of course the advertising campaign for these were incredible. They were pictured with a V8 engine and essentially molded in with the engine, which I felt was very cool. The initial colorway was a copper colorway and I believe a fireberry colorway. These ones are the Electro Volt and purple colorway, as you can see. And so let's go on to the tech specs of the boot. So you got a super thinner upper, which was incredibly different to what was produced beforehand. The Vapor 8s had a little bit a much thicker upper and were not indented with these little pimples throughout the boot. It has a slight waxy finish and featured all conditions control, and the insole featured the Mercurial logo, as you can see. Now, going down to the performance of the boot, they performed incredibly well. One of my favourite boots of all time, but very similar in comparison to the Hypervenom Phantom Originals in terms of their performance, and yeah, one of my favourite boots of all time, as I said. Now, one of the favourite features, of course, was the fiberglass sole plate, which featured two types of fiberglass. I believe the darker version was a more rigid one, and the lighter version was a less rigid one. Going on to the sole plate, it was very aggressive, gave you a great amount of traction, and featured the holes in the rear studs, which was completely unique at the time, and Adidas didn't have anything like it, which I thought was a very nice feature. However, durability was compromised purely because you would see a lot of cracks appearing over a period of time when you started playing with them, and eventually they would break, which was incredibly unfortunate, but essentially gave the lifespan of the boot a lot less compared to if it was filled in. But a very cool feature, I must say. And in terms of the history of the boot, it was very successful. Of course, it didn't feature the dynamic fit collar, which top range Nike boots do today, and was essentially the last generation of the low cut boot, which was at the top of the range. Now, in terms of comparing them with the Hypervenom, the Hypervenom is the top boot of all time in my opinion, and they played or performed incredibly similarly. In terms of how thin the upper was, the traction that you got a little bit more traction with the Vapors, and it's still very, very close to comparing with the Hypervenom, but Hypervenom still takes my top spot in terms of boots of all time. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like button, and if you'd like to see more content like this, please subscribe, and yeah, take care guys.